Yeah.
First, thanks for the interview.
You're very welcome. I'm sorry it was so late because today was a crazy day. We had to start in Madrid, and you know it's a long drive.
Yes.
So we got here very late. The traffic, the weather,
Yes.
and then of course the sound check. So you know, blah blah blah.
You just get a new album called Divac. What could you tell me about this new work of Soto?
Well, the new album is Soto. It's not a solo band anymore. The last albums I did were solo albums, and the last one and this new one is a full band. The same way Winger is a band, Dawkin is a band, Dio was a band. I don't want people to be confused that this is a solo project. Maybe they're confused because they see the same guys that we were playing in my solo band, and they think, oh, it's Jeff Scott Soto again. But no, now it's Soto. I wanted Soto to be heavier because my career started with heavy music, and through the years I started doing different things for me just to express myself, to do things I love. But I missed metal. I missed the hard rock, the heavy side, and this is why we put Soto together to come forward with the heavy side of Jeff Scott Soto. The band, the name of the album, Divac. It's the word is a Bulgarian word. It means crazy and wild, savage, like the music. My wife is from Bulgaria, and last year we rescued a little black cat from the streets. It was almost got hit by a car, and we brought it to the apartment and we fed it, and we fell in love with this cat. So we took the shots, we got him a passport, and we took him home to Los Angeles with us. This cat is getting older, and anybody who has a cat, they know cats are crazy. So when my wife is angry with the cat, she starts speaking Bulgarian, and she always saying, blah, 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 Divac. I'm like, what is Divac? What does this mean? When she told me, I thought it was a good description for this album, for the songs. And this is why on the album cover you see a Black Panther. That's supposed to be our little black cat.
Oh, this is great. To hear your first preview of the album, the song Freak, a song very hard rock. Will this be electronic?
Would the album be electronic?
No.
No, tonic.
Tónico.
Tonic.
Tónica.
This album will be only, like this song, only based in the hard rock.
I don't understand.
That the music that the album will do will be hard rock.
Yes. Well, the whole album is, I think in ways, is heavier than Inside the Vertigo, and in some ways it's more hard rock. It's not as heavy metal. I wanted to go more aggressive on Inside the Vertigo, but on this album I wanted to go aggressive, but I wanted to do something that was not repeating itself from the first album. And we achieved that because this time the band was more involved. This time the band is playing on the albums, and they're playing on the album and writing on the album. And this is why the album sounds a little different from the first one.
Okay. If you had to choose a song from this Divac, with what would you choose and why?
That's very difficult. This was one of the hardest albums. I've done many albums, as you know. Maybe you don't know. And this was the hardest album to say, okay, which songs are strong, which songs go in the middle. When you make an album, not every song is great. Some songs, it's okay, and they get put at the last and the end. On this album, it was like, oh no, this song, it has to be there. No, but this song I can't put there. It was impossible to make a sequence because I like everything on the album. It's very rare that I love every song from the beginning to the end. So to ask me to choose one representation, it's impossible. That's like saying, do you have any brothers or sisters?
No, I haven't got any.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, I have two parakeets.
Okay, so how do you choose which parakeet you like the best? It's impossible. You love them both the same. That's how I feel about the songs.
Yeah. Okay. How will you describe the sound of this new work?
The sound?
Yes.
I think we described that, or we discussed this already. It's heavy and aggressive, but it's not metal. It's not power metal. It's not too aggressive. It's got enough.
Hard and heavy.
It's got enough beef, as we say in America. It's got enough of the boles for people who like heavy metal. They're gonna like that. But it also has a lot of melody. People who don't like the heavy music, I think it's a good cross.
En Spanish, con cojones.
Cojones. He likes this.
Has any musician that is not part from the Soto band collaborate on this new album?
Yes, there's a few. On Inside the Vertigo, there were many. On Divac, there was less. There's two writers that collaborated with me on the first album. They co-wrote Freak Show with me and co-wrote Awaken, another song at the very end of the album. I co-wrote a song with Gus G again, but this time Gus G was not playing on the album because he was too busy, and I thought it was important that the guys in the band play the parts themselves. So he wrote it with me, but the guys recorded together. And there's a great band, and they're based out of Northern California, called One Eye Doll. It's a two-piece band. It's a girl singer and a guy is a drummer, and she plays guitar and sings. It's like White Stripes, but except the girl is singing and playing guitar, and the guy is playing drums. The drummer is very talented producer. He's a talented musician. He plays all instruments. He's a great engineer, and I have a big respect for him, and I wanted to write something together with him just for fun. And we wrote the song Misfired on the album, and I thought it was a great song, and I showed it to the guys. I said, we need to do this song. And so those are the only outside writers. Everything else was within the band.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, his name is Jason Sewell, the drummer. I didn't mention his name, from One Eye Doll.
Within the great band and composers, Soto is a musician that in Spain we will pay special attention, Jorge Salan. What do you think about his way of play?
Jorge is one of those guys, especially, I learned this, I already knew what he can do on hard rock music. I knew what he could do with his own music, which was a very unique sound of Guitar Hero, but also crossover rock music. But when he joined my band in 2009, he could play everything. I realized he could play funk, disco, metal, hard rock, ballads, everything. And he could play it all very, very well. This is very important to me because, especially during this time, I was doing many different styles of music. And I needed musicians who can do all the different faces of music, not just hard rock or just heavy metal. Because you can't fake it when you go to funk. You can't fake it when you do soul or R&B music. The same as you get somebody that plays only funk, he tries to play heavy metal, it sounds ridiculous. Jorge was one, he had all the pieces to the puzzle. And this is why today I played with Neil Sean, Ingrid Malmsteen, so many great guitar players. I've played with Brian May. I've been on stage with so many amazing guitar players, but Jorge is the most well-rounded one for me, and I want to finish my career with Jorge Salan.
Your previous album, Inside the Vertigo, is an album very hard rock, so I have heard of Divac maintains that only are changing the name of the band Soto was precisely for this reason, to harden your music and return to your origins?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. I missed the hard rock side, and the label I was with doing my solo albums, they didn't want me to do this style of music. When I turned in the Inside of Vertigo started as a solo album, and they didn't like it. So halfway through the recordings, my manager at the time says, if I have to find a new record company, I can't sell this as a Jeff Scott Soto album. We have to sell this as a band. And I said, I have Talisman, Wet, Takara, but there's so many band names, Soul Circus, so many. Now I have to come up with another name. No. He said, keep it easy. Just call it Soto. Everybody knows your name. Everybody knows who you are. But if I sell it as a band, Soto, then everybody will believe it's a band. They're not going to believe this is a solo album. And this is the reason why we changed it to a band name.
Okay. On the 24th of April at the Frontiers Festival of Milan, you do a special performance with Talisman. What can you tell me about this meeting? It makes a special illusion for you?
We did one reunion in 2014 in Sweden Rock, which is one of the biggest stages in Europe, especially to be invited to Sweden Rock because Talisman was a Swedish band. I was the only American, everybody else is Swedish. So it's an honor to play one of the main stages. I played Sweden Rock twice with Talisman, and the other two times we played two smaller stages. And one of our dreams was to play the big stage with Marcel. So when they asked us, do you guys want to reunite? Because Marcel is no longer with us, he took his life many years ago. And they said, do you want to come together, 5-year anniversary since his passing, to play the big stage? And of course we had to say yes, as a dream for us, but a dream for Marcel. So we decided we don't want to do any more. Let's take this memory and walk away with it. And then Frontiers, who I have a long history with, they came to me and said, I played the first Frontiers Festival with Wet and with Jeff Scott Soto Band. They came to me and said, would you like to bring Talisman? And I talked to the guys, and they said, let's do it. So I don't want the rumors to begin that maybe we will do more, but I also never say never. I think it would be interesting to see if we could write and record music as strong as the music we did with Marcel. Maybe it's something we should just think about someday.
Okay. You will be in May with Winner Dogs in South America. What do you think about to play there? Do you know how is the South American public?
South America is a very big market for me. I go every year, almost every year, and it's been 2 years since we've been there. We didn't get to go last year, so I'm very excited to come with Soto, but I'm also extremely excited to play with Winery Dogs because they've exploded. They started as a project, and now they're very big and they're very, very popular. I've known Billy Sheehan since 31 years now. It was the first tour I ever did with Yngwie Malmsteen. I was 19, and Billy's band Talus was the support band. And now Billy has made a huge career for himself, and now I'm supporting Billy. So it's going to be great. Very good friends with Richie Kotzen, and I'm new friends with Mike Portnoy, but we have such a great friendship already. So it's going to be a great tour because everybody knows everybody. And I'm very much looking forward to it.
I want to do another question, that is, why you play a song from Steel Panther in your show?
The Steel Panther are also very good friends of mine. And as a joke, there was one night on I think the tour we did in 2013, there was one night we were singing backstage and we were harmonizing this song that we did tonight. Just hanging out in the bus and singing a cappella songs. And one night we were taking the bow, and I said, "Hey, let's do that thing we did on the bus." And I'm like, "What, really?" And we did it, and everybody was laughing. Everybody thought it was a great ending. So we finished the tour every night doing this. And then the last tour we did together, we did it again. Not every show we do it. Only nights where the audience is great. The audience is puta madre. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's smiling. When it's like this, we give him the little extra special funny thing.
This is the interview is finished. Do you want to add anything?
Yeah. I've had a long love affair with Spain. The very first time I played in Spain as a solo artist was in 2003. Yeah. So 13 years ago, before you were born. My first time was playing in Barcelona and Madrid. And I played all over Europe that tour, but my biggest memories was when we played here. I remember my first show in Barcelona. It was extremely hot. The club we were playing had no fans, no air. You think I was sweating a lot that night? I was like I came from the shower with my clothes.
Yeah.
It was drenched sweat. I came backstage, I was sweating for 1.5 hours. I never stopped sweating with towels, and I can't stop sweating. It was so hot. And then I put my clothes on and we went to Razzmatazz to see Glenn Hughes.
Yeah.
And it was a magic night because he was playing the same night as us. So I have great memories always to come to España, and I thank the Spanish people so much from mi corazón. I love coming back here. I look forward to it every time. So my message is gracias para todo, and I can't wait to come every year.
Okay. Can you send everything for our magazine Dioses del Metal?
Ah,
This is very
you have to show it to me. Do you have it written down?
Yes.
My Spanish is shit.
And here, Dioses del Metal.
Dioses del Metal.
Sí.
That's right?
Sí.
So am I doing a video message or audio message?
My video.
On video.
The same interview.
So you're watching or listening to?
Are watching.
Okay. Dioses del Metal. This is Jeff Scott Soto, and you are watching Dioses del Metal. I like you.